Hey guys, Rich with the Fireplace by Magic Touch. I'm here in our Fireplace Showroom and Design Center in Mesa, Arizona. And today I thought I'd do a video comparing 6 Napoleon electric fireplaces so you could see the whole range of electric fireplaces from the Napoleon brand. And without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so we're gonna start with this guy right here. This is called the Napoleon Astound Flex Mount. It is either wall mount, or you can partially recess this in the wall. You can see the design there. You can see how it's got this angled glass on the side. When you're looking at the front of it, you can see that you don't see that at all. That is to reduce reflection and also give you a taller flame height. This guy here is available in a 50-inch that we have displayed, a 62-inch, so a little over 5 feet long, and a 74-inch, so a little over 6 feet long, and prices range from $22.69 up to $28.79 for the Napoleon Astound Flex Mount. So to give you guys an idea of what that all looks like, this is a 50-inch, and that wall is about 6 feet long, so that'll give you an idea what the 50-inch looks like. Then we have the 62-inch, and to give you an idea, this here is a Modern Flames Landscape Pro, and that one is 68 inches long. So just to give you an idea of what a 62, take 6 inches off of that guy, and that'll be that. And then the last one, the 74-inch, this is actually the Dimplex Ignite XL Bold, and this one is actually also 74-inch, so it's the same size as that, and that's on about a 10-foot wall, just to give you some perspective. With regards to the Astound Flex Mount, I'll grab the remote here, give you guys a look at what it can do. So first off, we have some brightness levels, right? So give you guys a look at that. 2, 1. I don't know how well this shows up in the video, but just to give you an idea there. Let's go ahead with some different flame patterns. You can see what I'm doing is reducing the flame down to nothing, or I'm all the way back up to 4, the highest. You can add some blue flame in there if you want. You could have just blue, you could have just orange. You could also add some white flame in there. About 12 different flame color options on there. And then when it comes to the ember bed itself, we have, I believe, 14 different options with the ember bed. You can see the little number there. In the top change, it is 10, is 12, 13, 14, and then 15, I'm sorry, and then we have completely off. So, the Napoleon Astound Flex Mount, 50-inch, 62-inch, 74-inch, and ranging in price from $22.69 to $28.79. Over here, right next to it, we have the Napoleon Clearion Elite. Now, you'll see that we're looking through this wall at another fireplace behind it. That's because the Clearion right now is the only electric fireplace on the market that is a see-through 2-sided fireplace. This is meant for 2 rooms, so you can see we have this little pony wall here. We have a stainless surround on that side, and we have a black surround on this side here. So one of the things, you could see the one we were just looking at on the wall through it, but here's one of the cool features of the Clearion Elite, and that is you have the ability, let's see what's doing it here, to turn it semi-opaque. There's our semi-opaque, clear. I'll go back to the other side so you guys can get a better look at this. Okay, it's meant for 2 rooms. They marketed it as 2 fireplaces in one because you do have independent heating control on either side. You do have that ability to, let's say you have this, I don't know, in a hallway on one side and a bedroom on the other, or 2 bedrooms. You both get to use the fireplace, you both get to use the heat from it, or independently if one room wants heating and one room doesn't. So I'm going to give you guys one more view of that because this is probably one of the most unique features. Let's see that fireplace behind it, and then we've made it opaque, or we can make it semi-opaque so we can still see that fireplace through the other side, and then again straight through. Very unique fireplace in that regards. It's the only one currently on the market with that. Same situation here with, we can change the flame colors. We can get us a blue flame, we can get us a mixed flame, some pinkish, some orange, some reds, that kind of thing. We can change our flame speeds. We can change our brightness of our ember bed, or we can shut it off completely. We have a full range of ember bed colors that we can go through. Very typical of electric fireplaces in this range. And to give you an idea on size on this guy, this one here is the 50-inch, and it is $24.99 MSRP. So this is sitting on a 6-foot wide wall, so that gives you an idea of what the 5-footer looks like. And this is a 2x6 wall, so it is completely recessed in the wall. You get about a 1/2 inch of surround sticking out on a 2x6 wall, which is pretty common construction. You can install this on a 2x4 wall, and you would have a slightly wider surround on it. It ships with the black surround we saw on the other side. It is also available in a 60-inch. So basically that whole wall to wall is the 60-inch. And then that guy, the MSRPs on these guys, the Napoleon Clearion, we got the 50-inch at $24.99, and we got the 60-inch at $28.99. All right, so Napoleon Clearion, Astound Flex Mount. Let's move on to one that's a little different from everything else on the market as well. It is the Napoleon Allure Vertical. So there's two models available. We have a 32-inch that I'm going to show you in a minute for $429, and we have a 38-inch for $709. So the Napoleon Allure Vertical is very different from everything else on the market, and as the name says, it is vertical. It's more of a piece of art, in my opinion, than it is an electric fireplace, but it is an electric fireplace. It does provide heat, and it is a nice offering from Napoleon if you want something different. I'm gonna grab this remote, show you a couple things that this guy can do. First off, we have it mounted on the wall. So you can just hang this like a picture, as you see, or you can recess it into a wall. It's meant to go between studs. This portion right here would actually be into the wall. So this would be your edge of the fireplace protruding from the wall. To give you an idea of how much sticks out, you got about 2 inches there, maybe about 2.5 inches. It has these LED lights on the side, so I'm gonna kind of get it from a couple of angles, but let's change. First off, I just shut the LED lights off, okay? So let's get them back on. Then we have a couple different options with regards to colors. That first one was more of a purple. This is a deeper blue. You can make it green. You can make it red. There's a yellow. That's more of a purple. I don't know how it's showing up in the camera. And then we have some, again, it probably doesn't show up great, but there's a kind of a white, a purple, blue, a couple different blues, green, the red, that kind of thing. So that's a unique thing, and you can shut them off completely. Similar to other electric fireplaces, we can change our flame colors, we can change our flame speed. Right now we're going on pretty quick. Let's kind of drop that guy down a little bit. See, it's starting to slow down now. Okay. Again, it does provide heat. We do have lots of different ember color, ember bed choices, or we could shut that off. You could also have the flames completely off and just have the ember bed on, or vice versa. So that is the Allure Vertical, and again, available in 2 sizes. Very good entry-level price point at $429 for the model we just looked at, or $709 for the model that is about 6 inches longer than this guy. All right, the Napoleon Allure Vertical. Moving on over, we have another fireplace that can either be wall mounted or partially recessed, and another 3-sided. This is the Napoleon Tri-Vista Pictura. And we have a 50-inch displayed that's $869 MSRP, and it also comes in a 60-inch at $1,029. So I'm gonna give you guys an idea of from perspective point. So again, the 50-inch, and we got that guy sitting next to that 68-inch Modern Flames over there. By the way, if you're interested in that fireplace, I've done a whole separate video on it, and that is the Modern Flames Landscape Pro Multi. But again, we're doing Napoleon today, and so now just to give you an idea again, 50-inch versus 68-inch, and it is available in a larger size, a 60-inch, 10 inches wider. You can see here that we have this wall mounted and we just have the cord hanging and plugged in, versus you could do that with these other fireplaces as well, but you can see on these, we hid the cords, okay? We brought in the wiring from the back of the wall. And we did that on purpose to kind of show people that you can, if you're just looking to get a quick fireplace up mounted on the wall, you don't want to hire somebody to install it, you're looking to do it yourself, and maybe you don't have the knowledge or the ability to wire it the way we did, you can just plug it into the wall. So this one here too, again, is 3-sided. That lamp probably isn't helping us, but similar to the first one we looked at over there, what we could do with the Tri-Vista Pictura is, there we go, get a little bit of an angle. You can have it so when you're walking up to it, say down a hallway or into the side of a bedroom where you're, I can't get a good angle of this guy, there we go, where you're seeing just the flame picture. And you can recess this guy back in the wall, that difference of the box, so you could just have that kind of hanging out of the wall, if you will. All of these electric fireplaces provide heat. They all have color changing options and ember bed. This guy does ship with these logs. I should say all of the fireplaces we looked at from Napoleon so far do in fact ship with inside media, and you have some options. You can put something different in an electric fireplace. You can change the colors, that kind of thing. And then this guy has a pretty nice remote with a screen, all that good stuff. Again, for a 50-inch or 60-inch from a main manufacturer like Napoleon, pretty good price points for fireplaces of this quality. Far exceed the quality of some of the brands that are being sold on Amazon for half this price sometimes. These will last, they have great warranties. We're very big fans of Napoleon. Moving on. Over here, we have the Napoleon Entice, a very popular model. Another wall hanger, as you can see here, we just have it with the cord, or this one can be almost fully recessed. You can see this portion back here can be recessed into the wall, and then this is what would stick out. So you got about 1.5 inches protruding from the wall with the Napoleon Entice. And the one we have displayed is 42 inches. I'll give you guys some perspective, but let's look, because this one comes in a bunch of different sizes. So we have a 3-footer at $759 MSRP. The one displayed, which is 3.5 feet, at $959. Then we have a 50-inch at $1229. We have a 5-footer at $1539, and then a 6-footer, 72 inches, at $1749. A lot of different size options on this guy. Well, I'm gonna take a little step back so we can compare. Again, the one we have here is about 3.5 feet long, and you can see it next to that 68-inch, almost a 6-foot long fireplace right there. So again, same thing with this fireplace as with all of the rest of them that we're looking at. We have lots of options with regards to the flame patterns, the flame speed. We have many different ember bed options to choose from. I like the blue and the orange. There's a turquoise and a purple and a white and a yellow. So lots of that there. And then again, I kind of like this color too. I don't know how well it's showing up, but it's a light orange. I don't think it shows too well in these videos on an iPhone. We can increase the flame speeds. We can increase the brightness, or we could shut off the ember bed completely, depending on what you want to look. You can also use these like night lights and shut your flames off and just have the ember bed lit so you get that soft glow in the room. And then we can change our flame colors together. There's your orange and orange. So basically with one touch of a button, we change the whole color scheme, if you will, at one time, or we can do them independently and we can change our flame colors independently, okay? So the Napoleon Entice, again, 5 different sizes. And then I want to show you guys one last guy here that's a little different. I've done videos on all these other fireplaces that you'll see in our showroom here. Today is just about the Napoleon again. Now this guy is interesting, and you might wonder why we have it set the way we do. So this is the Napoleon Cineview. So this one is a traditional shape, and it comes in 2 sizes. We have the 26-inch displayed, and it's $769 MSRP. And then there's a 30-inch, which is $929 MSRP. Now, let me show you why we have this one set the way we do. And we just show it plugged into the wall over there. This fireplace over here is a gas fireplace. So this is a direct vent gas fireplace, and it's made by Montego. It's called the Montego Del Rey Square. Lots of options. Again, this is about electric fireplaces and specifically about Napoleon. But this guy here is meant to be an electric insert. So we can see the frame around it is very thin. Put my fingers around it there. We have a very thin frame, and then all of this is recessed. Same deal, we got a remote here. We could change our colors. It does ship with these logs with a little bit of charring on them. And then it's got this wood grate, the wood burning grate, and then the ember bed underneath it. The reason we have this displayed is because this is an option for people that have an existing fireplace, and let's say they have a wood burner, but they want to go to electric. They don't want to deal with wood anymore, that kind of thing. That's where this guy steps in. So the 26-inch is made for a slightly smaller fireplace than this guy. The 30-inch would be a good fit, because what we would do is pull the inside stuff out of this existing fireplace and then put that fireplace inside here. And then they also have frame kits to fill any voids. But this is a 36-inch wide fireplace right here. So a 30-inch would nest in there very nicely with a nice little surround, and it would look like it was built into the wall the way this fireplace is. So that is the Napoleon Cineview. And I know the lights are a little bright in this room, but just to give you guys an idea what some of these remotes look like too. So we have the same thing where we can shut off our flames, we can add some blue flames, we can change our brightness levels, and we can change our flame speeds, we can change our ember bed colors and brightnesses, that kind of thing. So again, Napoleon Cineview insert. And then, of course, we have lots of options down here at the Fireplace by Magic Touch with regards to wall color surrounds, acoustic wall panels. We have cement wall coverings. We have linear gas fireplaces. We have fire glass, different colors. We have a lot of different gas log sets, vented and vent-free, stainless burner pans, cannonballs. We build these custom frames. This guy happens to be made out of steel, so it's Class A fire rated. It could go in a commercial application. It could go in multi-housing, a condo, etc. And we can custom build these to our customer specifications. So this guy, for example, is 7 inches wide. It's about to be covered soon with this concrete, which I did another video on. And this guy is made for mounting televisions or heavy mantles, that kind of thing. We have full wood, all wood media walls. We have traditional shaped electric fireplaces, some very realistic ones, some very modern looking ones, all kinds of acoustic wall panel surrounds. You could see we built this guy up 14 foot tall for that modern flames. We have some Dimplex built-ins. We have lots of three-sided fireplaces in our showroom here. Some traditionals, and then up front we have even more of some of the virtual technology that's available right now, which is just mind-boggling realistic. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm Rich with the Fireplace by Magic Touch. We're in Mesa, Arizona. If you would like to schedule an appointment to tour the showroom here, check us out at thefireplaceaz.com. Again, that's thefireplaceaz.com. And do me a favor, subscribe, like this video. When you subscribe, you can get the latest on the new videos coming out. We have 16 electric fireplaces to come down here and check out. You really have to see them in person. And we sell them directly to do-it-yourselfers. Contractors can get volume discounts, and we provide full installation, everything from demo to electric to gas, you name it, we do it all in-house. We've been in business here for 28 years. And hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate you.